Good morning, Nixon Mustangs. Welcome to the Mustang Roundup, aka Morning Rush, where we bring you all the school news and events to keep you up to date every week. I'm Tomas Blanco, your student council president.
And I'm AJ Palacios, senior class president.
It's senior week for seniors, including homecoming week. Remember to dress up for each theme for every day of the exciting week. And if you're running for king or queen, voting takes place on Tuesday, October 21st, so be ready to make your choice.
And now passing it over to the Mustang Minute with Emma.
Good morning, Mustangs, and welcome back to the Mustang Minute. Today, we have the nursing department with some important information.
Hi Mustangs, this is Nurse Avila with an important message. If you received your flu vaccine outside of Nixon, meaning at the doctor's office, Walgreens, CVS, or any other place in Laredo, please bring me proof that you received it and I will give you 20 hours of community service. On another note, we are still pending about 300 health consent forms. For those of you that have not turned them in, please know that there's still time to do so. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day.
Back to you guys at the studio.
And on Tuesday, October 21st, our volleyball team will travel to take on Cigarroa. Also on October 25th, they'll return home to play against Juarez Lincoln. Come support the team and let's wish our Lady Mustangs the best of luck.
Then get ready for our homecoming pep rally on Friday, October 24th. There is no theme, but Friday is Camel Day, as well as for the student section theme. The pep rally will consist of the homecoming reps, presentation, and dances. It's Nixon versus Cigarroa at Shirley Field, kicking off at 7 p.m., so make sure to attend and support our Mustangs against the Toros. Reminder, senior class is looking for volunteers for concession for this week's game on Friday. Hours will be provided. If interested, please go by room 402 or phone 409 with the sponsors.
And now for our next segment, weekly shoutouts, handing it over to Dania.
And now for your weekly shoutouts.
I'd like to give a shout out to all my friends and my mommy.
Hi, I would like to give a shout out to girls basketball and to Coach Lerma.
I would like to give a shout out to the Nixon tennis team.
Hi, I want to give a shout out to girls soccer.
I would like to give a shout out to the Nixon Stuco. I would like to shout out barbering, cosmetology, and the soccer team of the women.
I want to give a shout out to girls soccer.
And I want to give a shout out to softball.
I want to give a shout out to girls basketball. I want to give a shout out to the Nixon softball team.
I want to give a shout out to Coach Solis. Have a good day today.
I'd like to give a shout out to Armando Vasquez over there.
I would like to give a shout out to Miss Castillo.
Hola, pues le quiero dar saludos a mi mamá y a mi papá.
Shout out to Mr. Solis behind the camera.
I want to give a shout out to Coach Solis from the softball program.
Quiero dar un shout out para Jocelyn y para Nixon Softball.
I want to give a shout out to Kaylu, my best friend.
I want to give a shout out to my favorite teacher, Mr. Enriquez from English class.
I'd like to give a shout out to girls golf and soccer.
Oh, I want to give a shout out to the Library Service Club.
Shout out to my daughter Ash and her chicle. Hi guys.
Hi, I want to give a shout out to my little brother who's a freshman and is always running away from me. Hi, Carlitos. Hi, I want to give a shout out to Kayla because she's always with me. She's my twin.
Quiero mandar saludos a Mr. Solis.
I want to give a shout out to Nixon Capture Crew.
I want to give a shout out to my friends and family.
I want to shout out my girlfriend Christina. I love you. I'd like to give a shout out to Miss Castillo.
I want to give a shout out to Coach Mancha.
I want to give a shout out to Miss Salinas.
I want to give a shout out to my mom.
We want to give a shout out to Coach Lerma since it was his birthday last week.
Happy belated birthday, Coach Lerma. I would like to give a shout out to girls basketball.
Sending out a shout out to all Nixon UIL academics.
I want to give a shout out to Miss Diaz, to Miss Mimi Valdez, to the Yearbook Club, Softball Club, Class of 2027, and Coach Steph.
We want to give a shout out to the news anchors, AJ and Thomas.
Even though we're the news anchor, we want to give a shout out to the news anchors.
Be on the lookout for next week's shoutouts. You could be next.
Heads up, if you haven't seen any of the gold standard posters throughout the school, make sure you're following the hallway and restroom rules.
That's it for now. Let's make it a great week and remember to show your school spirit. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to stay updated. And remember,
Go Mustangs!
Well, come on.